Settling in for a Sunday night of sport, starting with highlights of today's two fifth-round FA Cup ties, Chelsea and Newcastle and Burnley versus Blackburn. Match of the day 2 in 45 minutes here on BBC 2 after Time Commanders.
It's the 13th century BC. A heavily fortified citadel sitting on the shores of the Aegean Sea is attacked by a Greek invasion force led by Agamemnon, king of the Mycenae. The Greeks' mission is to rescue the abducted wife of the king of Sparta, the beautiful Helen. Will the walls of this great city give up their famous captive? Tonight, a team of computer gamers from Glasgow, watched over as usual by our military experts, find out on Time Commanders. Welcome to the show that can change the course of history. And hoping to do just that tonight is a group of computer gamers from Glasgow. Music student Brian Reed says he's always been interested in war, battles and killing.
I think personally I would cope brilliantly under pressure. Ice cube cold, and although no physical violence will ever happen to me, it's just a game.
Stephen Creevy is the team's party boy and plays the drums in a band.
If I had to use one word to describe a team, I'd describe them as a shambles, because they're all over the place.
Steve Nodnewu recently quit his engineering course to pursue a career in football.
The reason I actually want to be on Time Commanders is I'm a fan of strategic games as well. I play computers all the time, and I'm quite a competitive person, so I just like to challenge myself against the computer because I've heard it's quite difficult.
And David Farmer, who the rest of the team describe as geeky, but a tactical genius.
My top tactic would be to play the game smart, think about what I'm doing before I do it, and if something happens to change my carefully constructed plan, then I wouldn't be afraid to have a last-ditch effort or bet everything on what I'm doing.
Together, the gamers are tonight's Time Commanders. Welcome, team. Good to have you here. Now, you do play computer strategy games, so that, do you reckon, is going to come in useful tonight?
Yeah.
I've got to say, the key thing is teamwork. So, being good at these games on your own isn't necessarily a good thing, but we'll see how it pans out. Who's going to be the brains of the bunch?
Brian.
Yeah, probably.
Me, apparently.
Ah, well volunteered. Well, hang on. Why do they
Maybe
say...
David, actually.
Yeah, well, he better had me after you called him geeky but a tactical genius.
Brian's a loud one.
Do you not think that's a bit rude?
Well, I think Brian will have the main strategy ideas, but I think I see things slightly differently, so I'll be able to kind of make suppositions.
All right. We need to clear one potential area of confusion, two Steves, of course. So we're going to call you Creevy and you Oddie? Creevy and Oddie. It's what?
A street name.
Yeah, I haven't got a street name. Just Richard. OK, well, good luck, guys. Keeping a close eye on our team's tactics tonight will be our Time Commanders experts, and they are historical analyst Arik Nussbacher, senior lecturer in war studies at the Royal Military Academy in Sandhurst, and ancient historian and author Adrian Goldsworthy. Right, now, first thing you've got to do is listen up, because you're about to get your battle briefing. It's very important you pay attention, because everything these guys tell you is crucial.
You are going to try to prevent the Trojan War. It's the 13th century BCE, and you're going to be fighting on the east coast of the Aegean Sea in what's now Turkey.
From the 19th century, the site of Troy has been famously excavated by Schliemann and other archaeologists. But our battle today is much more inspired by the original, the first, and one of the greatest works of Western literature, Homer's epic poem, the Iliad.
Foremost in the Trojan army is Hector, son of King Priam. Hector's brother Paris has conducted a raid in Sparta where he has kidnapped Helen from her husband Menelaus. Menelaus has vowed revenge and is bringing a Greek army to Troy.
That army is led by Agamemnon, king of Mycenae. He's the brother of Menelaus, so there's a personal reason for this army to attack Troy. The city of Troy is situated on a limestone spur projecting into the Aegean Sea. It's very heavily fortified. The Trojans are going to come out and fight. This is not a siege. This is a battle on the plains outside the walls of Troy.
Agamemnon's Greek army has beached its ships on the narrow coastal strip near the town. If the Greeks can get to the floodplain in front of the town and defeat the Trojan army right away, then perhaps the 10-year Trojan War can be avoided.
Team, today you're going to be playing Agamemnon's Greek army. Your job is to meet the Trojan army in battle outside its walls and destroy it. If you can humiliate the Trojans so much, then you're not going to have to besiege the city. It'll all be over. They'll just surrender. Now, at the head of your army, you have a large number of chariots. In these are the wealthy aristocratic warriors, men like Agamemnon, men like Achilles and the other heroes of Homer's legendary story. These are very aggressive troops, they're very mobile, but you don't want to let them get caught into a slogging match attacking infantry from the front or anything like that.
You have armored Greek infantry with spears, you have Greek infantry with swords, and all of these, to a greater or lesser extent, have got to be seen to be fighting in the great fluid battle that we're going to see.
But you also have less aristocratic warriors, spearmen who can't afford much armor. They've got large shields, they've got helmets, very long spears. Now these are developing into what will become the Greek phalanx in later centuries. These men can fight, they can present a hedgerow of spears to their front, and they are very, very effective at fighting an enemy who's smack bang in front of them. They're vulnerable though on their flanks and at the rear. In support of those, you've got some slingers, archers, missile troops. You need to fight as a group. If you can, you want to prevent the enemy from doing the same thing.
So our strategy gamers will be the Greeks against the Trojans. What do you reckon, guys? Think you stand a chance? How are you feeling? Confident?
Pretty confident.
You were very confident earlier. Still confident?
Yep.
All right, well, you won't have the experts with you when you do this. Obviously, we take them away. But you do now have the chance to ask them just 2 questions. All I'll say is use them wisely, because after that, you're on your own. So, ask away.
Okay. What troops would you use to take out the heavy chariots that they have?
You can always shoot them. That doesn't do them any harm at all. It's a question of a combination. Use your chariots to lure them on, but try and get them to fight away from their main army, where you can use all of your stuff against them. And then it doesn't matter how heavy they are going to die.
Next question.
Is there anyone hiding in the dark forests?
I don't expect to find a lot of forest in this part of Turkey, but when you're out there, you've got to keep your eyes open. You've got to use your operators to look around this little theater of operations here and see what's out there. You've got a lot of recce capability because you've got these modern assets to use, the computers, the visibility, use it.
Absolutely right. That's good advice. OK, well, that's your questions, guys. I hope they were useful to you, because no more advice from our experts. Important job to do now. There are 4 of you. Only 2 will be generals and 2 will be captains. You might have your own ideas about who would be best for which roles, but they're irrelevant because our experts make the decision based on your profiles. So now is when we find out who will be in command and who will be taking the commands.
As a group, we all get on. We never really have any arguments or anything like that, and we're all pretty different as to how we think about things and the way we picture things. So I think we'll complement each other nicely.
Brian, today you are going to be a general.
Creevy, today you are a captain.
David, you are going to be a general.
And Ollie, today, just in case you can't guess, you're going to be a captain.
Will we win or lose the battle? I think that actually depends on Brian.
So now you know the decision's been made. Brian, Dave, happy to be generals?
Absolutely.
You think you're okay
Good
to
choice.
take command?
Yeah.
The 2 Steves, both captains. Good job we have already given you alternative names, or that'd be very confusing. How are you going to be taking orders from these guys?
Fine.
All right, so you're happy with the team situation? Good, because it's time for your skirmish. This is the smaller fight that often did come, in reality, before the real major battle. So, make use of it and learn from it.
and Arik and Adrian are going to tell you what you can expect.
Before your main army conducts a river crossing, you've got to put a screening force across to the other side. And that's what you're going to do right now. You're going to take a screening force out to have a good reconnaissance and force of the area here and to probe the forces that the enemy's got out on the coastal plain and the floodplain in front of the town.
Because the Trojans aren't just going to let you do this. They are sending out troops to attack your screening force. So this is the chance to learn how your main troop types work. So remember, the chariots are very good, they're very aggressive, and they are mobile.
And that is your lot. No more help from the experts. Adrian and Arik are now going to go upstairs. They'll be on the observation deck, and you have no access to them at all, but they will be watching you. Whole point of this skirmish, then, is to learn. Whatever the outcome, win or lose, you will learn lessons from it for the big battle. Obviously, you're going to try and win. What are you going to do?
Well, we said we've got chariots, so probably use them at the sides of the flanks and not straight on.
Well, whatever you do, I hope it works. Good luck to you. The time for talking tactics is over. Let's get stuck in. OK, off you go, guys. Captains, get down to your positions, find out what you've got. Generals, do your best.
OK.
All right, Adam, can we get like a big kind of zoomed out kind of overview of everything just now?
Give me a sec. Got a bit of cavalry.
At the start of the skirmish, the team have got 4 units. 2 lots of spearmen, 1 lot of foot archers, and a unit of chariots. All of these are interdependent. The team have got to use them together if anything's going to work. And if we look towards the city, we can already see movement.
We're just looking now at some of the Trojan forces coming out of the town. There are some chariots outside the town, but most of the Trojan forces are on their way out the main gate right now. And as we swing around here, we can see a lot more Trojan forces are marshaled right here in the center of town, and they're ready to come out and attack the Greeks when they come up.
We've got spearmen, got a bit of cavalry. Let's have a look. Dave, spears, cavalry.
It's very quiet and subdued. I just hope the communication's going to be able to.
If you look at the Greek helmets, they're reinforced with boar's tusks. Makes them much stronger when they're hit by an enemy weapon. They're carrying big leather shields. Although this is the Bronze Age, leather's much better for shields. It's more flexible, it can absorb a blow without cracking.
Brian, are you confident you know where the enemy is?
Yeah, kind of. No, not
kind
at all,
of.
in
No,
any way.
not really.
Right.
Come on, have a fight!
Now look, the enemy chariots are starting to move up on the team's right.
So really, the team have got a tremendous opportunity here. If they can get past those Trojan charioteers, they've got a wide open field to attack those spearmen.
Guys, you've got spearmen walking towards us.
They're coming down over towards.
Here they come, look.
They're coming towards us.
Right. Okay, can we stop?
Yes, well, they will if you wait long enough. They'll come and say hello.
The team are taking it easy out there, but the enemy are maneuvering their chariots into offensive positions on both their flanks.
Look, they're going out to the left as well as the right.
Well, because however much time you spend organising yourselves, they have to spend organising themselves. So comes a point when you've just got to do it, really.
Get the archers shooting them.
Yes, some shooting. That sounds great.
Get cavalry up that.
We've got arrows starting to drop in amongst those chariots.
Yep.
So the team is
So the Trojan chariots are taking casualties. Those arrows, the archers they've moved up, are actually doing their job. And these chariots are just standing there. This is not a very good way to use chariots.
Get them. Right, get the cavalry up that hill.
Okay, the team aren't going to let the Trojans have it all their own way. They're going to screen their flank with their own chariots to protect themselves.
Here we've got the heroes on either side fighting each other. And we've got the clash of chariot and chariot. Now, in some cases, the warriors may well have dismounted to fight. In other cases, they would have stayed in the chariot, particularly to throw missiles.
Can we get cavalry into them?
We haven't got any cavalry.
Can we see? Who are these?
The archers are still attacking now.
Dave, get the spearmen to hit them as well.
The team are bringing up their spearmen to support their own chariots. This is quite good. This is good. I mean, they're not just letting the battle develop. They've taken some casualties,
They've lost quite a few chariots.
But they have. Well, the Trojan ones are heavier.
But over there in the middle, the team's main force of spears is about to mash into the enemy's main force of spears, and that spear on spear is going to be important.
Dave, get the spearmen into those cavalry.
What get these guys, are we winning? To kill their chariots. Where are all our chariots?
The team has got to watch out for that force of Trojan chariots.
Ah, now that was nice coming on the rear.
Through those moving spearmen.
That's the thing. They weren't prepared. They weren't presenting a solid row of spear points. They still caught a few of the chariots, but they've been broken up.
Oh, this is terrible.
They are making a mess. The chariots are just steaming in.
Right. It's calm down. We're the archers. We are the archers. They're your units.
Well, the team may not know where their archers are, but the enemy certainly do. They've got them well and truly in their sights.
So that's the enemy chariots steaming into your archers. Oh dear.
The Greek archers are in a lot of trouble. But the archers are getting out of there, and I don't blame them.
They're hurting them.
Let's have some aggression, team. Come on.
Well, we're getting ass kicked, basically.
They're all split up.
Yeah, but I know it looks like we're getting chased and run down and killed, but what the archers are actually doing, which I knew, is moving them away from the battle.
So your archers are deliberately drawing the chariots?
Of course.
The chariots are going to be quite a lot faster than your archers, which, if you're sort of drawing them away, is potentially a big problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like lions in a herd of wildebeest.
The spearmen, just get them straight into the other one, but get them round the back.
Now the team are bringing up their other unit of spearmen to support their forces in the center, but they've got a long, long way to go to get there.
Still, they're not doing too badly in the center. I reckon they've almost got things under control.
How are we doing?
Doing fine, we're doing fine.
Get your spearmen coming up the left.
What are they running away from?
The enemy, you fool.
Okay, that's a fairly... Hey, you want to get that one sorted fairly early.
Right, okay, they're running.
I think it's pretty safe to say that whatever Trojan force was sent out to delay or impede the Greek invasion force is not going to do any good. They have successfully screened their river crossing.
Did we win?
Yeah. Did we win?
You weren't, but you know, I have seen more aggression in a cheerleading competition. I couldn't believe I was bored at points. But you did. How do you feel it went?
Fine. That was the idea of the whole
thing. Didn't go fine at all.
You got on with your job, Oddie. You seemed quite happy.
Right.
Creevy, you seemed a little bit miffed at points.
I
mean, I saw some cross looks. You turned around. It's like, where's my orders?
You were saying that, oh no, we're running away, and it was the enemy troops that were running away. You couldn't recognise your own troops you were controlling.
That's an important thing.
That's a hard general you've got there. And I reckon if you don't get them on your side, they won't be doing what you want.
These guys have got ice in their veins. They are approaching this tactical problem very calmly. There is no sense at all that they feel threatened or feel challenged at this point. And what I want to know is, are they able to take this calm and turn it into a calm war room here, but aggression on the battlefield?
Team, I cannot tell you just how important this next phase is. The decisions and the plans that you make now will affect the outcome of the battle. You've only got so much time, so use it wisely. Now, generals, this is your army. It's a precious thing. Try not to get it all killed. Get on with your planning.
Right, what troops we got here then?
We've got 5 units of phalanx. Yeah, 5.
Now, the skirmish has bought valuable time for the Greeks and allowed them to get the bulk of their army across the river Scamander. They're now in a strong position on the open plain, ready to meet the Trojans who are waiting outside their walls.
We want to keep it really tight. We want to keep it really tight and then move up there.
Is there anyone hiding anywhere? That's what I want to know.
Just get if we use our army beside that, we can't get flanked.
So who's that?
Based on what we've seen, the Trojans have set a big trap for the Greeks. They've got a big visible army. They've got a pretty obviously located chariot force, which will make the team feel like they've located something big and scary. But there's a large force of infantry hidden in dead ground that the team haven't seen yet. And if they go in up that slope against that formidable Trojan force of archers, they can be hit in the flank by that very chunky force of Trojan infantry waiting for their opportunity.
OK, guys, your time is up for planning. The rest of your planning will have to be done on the move. What's your plan?
Well, we've got a river on this side that goes up here, so I was thinking if we use that, then obviously they can't go round it.
To protect that flank.
To protect that flank. So this, I know it looks like a mess, but there's a kind of idea here. We've got slingers and we've got our spearmen front. The sword ones we're not really sure what to do with. The chariots we're going to keep on this side. So at any point, if they come straight in, we can go round. If any surprise comes round here, then we'll be able to cover that.
You're being very, very defensive. You're not sitting there waiting for the city to come and jump on you. It's fixed. You've got to go and get it.
That's why we've got this, but we can move along this way to try and draw them down.
Yeah, so it's like a moving...
Fine.
So at the same time, we can send people up this way, probably spearmen, since they're the most dispensable of all our troops, to try and get them down. And, yeah, hopefully...
So you agreed?
Yeah.
We think so, yes.
Not on the same plan, but we're agreed.
You've got to agree on a plan.
No, we're agreed on the plan.
No, we're agreed on the plan.
Well, it's time. It's the 13th century BC, and our team, as the Greeks, take on the mighty Trojans for honour and Helen of Troy. Let battle commence. On you go. Good luck.
Right, Dave. Shout me down what you want me to do.
Good. All right, Creevy, straight away, man. I need 3 units of spearmen, all on a big block.
And
I want the slingers behind them. And I want them to move towards the left side of the army.
What I'm going to do is, you're making a big ball-like sort of shape, which you're going to move forward beside the river, so we're protecting that flank, right?
The key thing here is that the team is screening their open flank with their chariots, but they can't waste them the way they did in the skirmish.
A vast number of chariots like this would require an enormous number of specialists just to get them onto the battlefield. Apart from the warriors who fight in them, you've got the horse trainers, the grooms, the vets, the craftsmen. It costs a fortune to maintain them.
So, Adrian, Eric, check this out. Check this out. I'm just modeling one of their possible approaches according to this left flanking move they're talking about. If they come up that slope at an oblique angle towards the Trojans, where are the Trojan archers? You can't see them. They're masked by the curvature of the hill. If they hold to that river and then attack obliquely up that slope, they'll have protection from the Trojan archers. Yeah. That is a very bright plan.
They are so defensive, considering they are an attacking force. You'd think it was reversed. You'd think they were under attack.
I know. That's the danger, is that they'll be too slow, too clumsy. The Trojans can simply redeploy.
We'll be sitting here in 3 weeks. They'll have run out of food.
But it took 10 years in reality.
Oh, no. No.
While the team takes its time, the enemy can suss out what they're trying to do and seize the initiative.
Dave, come here.
What's up?
Look over here. What's these? Look, there's the army there, right?
Yeah.
That's the army, right? Look. Right.
Guys, you've got archers on the hill.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Right. Dave, get one of these cavalry units to take out that archer.
I want a unit of chariots to take up and take the rightmost group of archers.
Oh, we've only got 3 chariots. They need to get the chariots out.
See those archers? I want you to get cavalry right now. Like the furthest away one, to just go into them right now.
Spearmen?
Attack. No,
chariots.
Chariots. Just get them to attack them on the hill right now.
Well, you've got them on the run. That works. That works well.
That's nice work by the team. This open country is ideal for chariots. They were the cavalry of their day, as no one had managed to breed enough big horses strong enough to carry a man into battle.
So the chariots have just completely scattered those archers, but look what they've run into there. Just as they come over the saddle, massive force of Trojan spears, and look at the team's chariots.
They've done the right thing.
They're true.
That is a lot of enemy spearmen coming over the hill.
All right, dude. Can we see? Right, pull them back. Can we see the back of our army?
The general's calling you the dude? Oh, dude, spearman.
Dave. Total change of plan. Right, look, they're like split up.
What's your plan now then?
Right, well, basically, we want to kind of take them off one by one. So instead of like, you know, marching or anything and then using that to protect that, we're not protecting anything, we're attacking. So why don't we just use cavalry up here, take out this with... So I'll use my 3 sword spearmen and you can give me some sort of missiles to come up here and just take them out.
What's the enemy doing? At the top of the hill, quite far back, you've got people coming down the hill and you've got people further off to the right towards the castle coming down as well.
Okay, freeze everyone. Why don't you hold the entire army?
That's what I said you should do. Just
But they won't. Halt.
Oh, for goodness sake. This bizarre instinct to halt. This is a bunch of individualists. The elan and brisk use of this infantry and chariot cavalry is much more important.
It's not there at all. I mean, it's very Greek in a sense, apart from the stopping. But the debating and the arguing and the captains not necessarily wanting to do what they're told. That's very much like the armies of this period.
You've got 3 units of spearmen and 3 units of their spearmen, so I want you to march forward into them.
We don't want a slugfest though. When we
want them in, yeah.
We use some of his archers?
No.
Why?
Audi.
Right.
Why can't we use Why can't we use your archers?
Why are you arguing?
have a
Why are you
slugfest?
arguing? No, right, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the 3 spearmen to start fighting with them, and then we're going to use our cavalry to go round on the right and just take them out.
They've sent off their right wing to block that threat from their right. So far, so good, as long as you do something with your main body.
Don't just sit there.
They need to use their right wing to buy time for their main body to get up the hill. But their main body is standing still.
I'm just standing here. Dave, tell me what to do.
Dave, you guys want orders? Somebody's got to give them. It's your job.
Yeah, well, General Dave is working on his suntan out there on the Trojan plain. Brian's 3 units of spearmen are about to engage the Trojans right there in green on the hill. But Brian's flanks are open, and we know that the Trojans have got a large force of chariots right nearby.
Look, you see them standing here? This is just total waste.
Send them up right here.
Just, there's no time for that.
That's what we have to do, man.
Look, we're coming up here, right? And we're going to get attacked by them.
Look, I say we send these guys up.
Right, do that. That's your army.
Now, we know that for the later Greeks, the spear was very much the weapon of choice. You only drew your sword if your spear had broken or if you lost it.
Now this is better. The team is using its chariots to see off a flanking attack by these Trojan archers and chariots, but they've left their other flank twisting in the breeze.
I think the rear of the team phalanx is about to be hit by chariots, and that's really going to hurt. There it goes. Oh, there you go.
The team have made just the same mistake they made in the skirmish. The spearmen are being chopped up by the chariots.
Send them sort of northeast of their current position. Get them to turn 45 degrees and go straight up the hill.
Dave wants to send the main army diagonally across the whole battlefield, but if he does that, he's opening up their flank to the Trojans. Now Brian wants to send the whole army off to help his guys out on the right, reinforcing failure.
Brian, I told you about sending those spearmen now.
Oh, you told me?
It's a slugfest now.
Right, okay. See that? What's that? Is that 2 of yours?
It's 2 cavalry.
Right, send them into them now. No, you've got 2 units.
Yo, the 2 cavalry we've got, send them to attack the enemies. Creevy, attack 2 cavalry, send them to attack the guys on the hill.
You should be helping me, he's not your captain.
Try to get a plan.
But you two are both talking to me and I'm left stranded
here. It all
here.
goes to pieces.
Why is it going? Why are you going wrong? What's happening?
You've got half an army sitting there and we're getting slaughtered. Send your army into that, right?
He's
Just
blaming
send
your
it
half
in.
of the army.
He's blaming my half of the army.
He's blaming your half of the army.
But
You're blaming his half of the army.
You've got an entire army and we've
Well,
got
should
half
it
an
be
army.
2 halves? Shouldn't it be 1 army?
Yeah.
It's just an army.
Okay, everything. Do that.
Just get everything you have to attack the ones on the hill.
Everything over that
And
hill.
run, like full speed.
So Brian is wasting some of Creevy's best troops, sending them off on a hiding to nothing.
We're getting totally destroyed.
It looks as if Brian's original 3 units have had it. They're being cut to pieces, but at least he might be able to avenge their loss.
Okay, guys, hold on a second. You're very lucky. This is a pause. This is a good thing. Back to the table, everybody. Captains, generals. Brian, back to the table, everybody. Okay. Now use this. You have a brief pause. It's not very long, but it is a chance for you to gather your thoughts, gather your plans, how you feel you're doing. How do you feel you're doing?
Not very
Not
well.
the best,
That's
no.
kind of correct. Why? What's happening?
Because our idea was to split up the army, which we have done, but instead of that we've got much more troops beating
You've
ours on a hill.
fragmented it, and at the moment, the Trojans are dancing around you. They're using tactics, they're outwitting you, they're making you look a bit daft.
I think what we're doing is the advice they gave us was to isolate the fights. And I told you not to send that group, and you just turned it up.
I told you not to do that.
Just a big slugfest.
Guys,
how does that help?
Guys.
Arguments between the Greek leaders. It's pretty much what the Iliad's about.
You've got 30 seconds. You're going to have to come up with a plan.
I need some archers.
Look, guys, Creevy.
Right, okay, listen. What we're going to do is we can't withdraw those troops because they're like committed, but we've got cavalry running away. See if we're going to put our cavalry beside your troops, and we're going to try and take them on the hill.
So you need archers.
We're going to get one army together and take them on a hill. We're going to turn it around.
10 seconds. Turn it round. I like that talking.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's turn it round. Okay. 5 seconds.
All right, Creeve, you know what you're doing?
Getting archers over to them as soon as
talking
possible.
about, yeah.
Right, can I get my whole army and hit them up there?
Yes, Brian has got his way. Amazingly, the team are moving their entire force to overwhelm the Trojans on the right flank. They're simply ignoring the rest of the Trojan army.
What a bunch of maroons.
All right, guys, can you see that the main army is now moving towards us?
Guys.
Is anyone listening to me?
Sorry, what?
The main army is now moving down the hill towards us.
Oh, that's nice.
We never expected that one, guys, did we?
That's beautiful.
The Trojans are now going to decide the issue.
The Greek flank is wide open. There's nothing facing them.
And they're reforming and they're playing around with formations again, and they're lighting everybody up. And
those Trojans are getting
they're
very,
getting
very close.
closer. I want to watch their faces when that Trojan army hits.
Dave, come here.
Everyone towards the hill now. Everyone towards the hill.
Brian,
Okay,
Brian, can I get some help here before I die?
Yo.
Look,
Yo.
Brian, look, this is all
Creevy.
I've got.
Creevy.
I need some archers. Look,
Line up
they're just
to face
standing
that
here.
army.
I'm actually quite scared, Dan. They're not coming together as a team at the moment. I can tell you that much.
No, they're about to get malleted. They have only just noticed that while they've been messing about, shaping their line into a little straight line, while they've decided to go off and avenge their dead comrades on their right flank, turning their army around to face the wrong way, the main Trojan army is coming down off the hill. They've been ignoring it. Slammed. It was like they were pretending it wasn't there. They lost the plot completely.
Well, hey ho, we live in that. Well, actually, they probably won't live, but no.
Guys, get everyone moving up the hill.
Can you see it? Oh, can you see it?
Yes, move everyone towards the hill.
Everyone up the hill.
Steve, come here.
Yes.
The archers are firing, right? And them good spearmen just standing in front of them. Do you want them to attack as well?
Well, let's start them advancing, yeah.
Yeah.
The team has managed to stitch together some kind of battle line there, but their flanks are hanging out there like a lot of old laundry.
Creevy, what are those guys behind the main battle doing nothing?
What are the guys behind the main battle? Slingers and archers, they're shooting.
Don't ask him a question. Tell him what to do. Please tell him what to do. Please tell him what to do.
Yeah, but they better be quick.
Right here, guys, they're attacking from behind. We're gonna get kicked.
No, they're not.
Oh, they are, look!
The team just gave away all that space to the Trojans, who could just dance around them.
You see the Trojans in green, they're swarming all over the team.
Ozzy, what have you got left?
A chariot, mate.
A chariot?
A chariot?
I did have spearmen before Brian got them all killed.
Attack them, and them, or anyone. Them? What?
It's all gone to crumbs for the team. They've been completely enveloped.
They're just coming in like that, and we're facing that way, and it's
exactly on my spearmen.
It's not looking good, guys.
Guys, can you think?
Stephen, you don't have an army to control.
You guys are useless. Can you think?
Yeah.
Can you think?
It's just
Get them.
Can we hang our captain?
Looking at the centre, it really looks as if the team have lost it. But over there on the right, Creevy's heavy infantry that Brian sent out have polished off the enemy spearmen they were facing. And unwittingly, I think the teams have got themselves a really useful reserve.
What are they doing?
They were fighting the Spanish.
Oh, right, get them back in there then. What we're doing? Get them coming in from behind so they can't counter-attack us. Get them all back. We had people up on the hill. You know that fight that we had up on the hill? Yeah, they were sitting there doing nothing.
There that are moving down, and that's what we want.
Nothing. They finished that fight. No, they aren't. They were just sitting there. It's fine.
They're running away. I'm controlling them, and they're running away.
They're not running away. They're getting back in there. Right?
Getting back in there.
Okay, so just as everything is starting to go completely to hell in the main part of the battle, those guys, that light infantry, this accidental reserve is going to come into play.
Now this reserve are the team's best foot soldiers. They're the companions, the close followers of the heroes. They're not wealthy enough to afford a chariot, but they've got bronze body armor and helmets to protect themselves. They're very good at fighting.
Brian.
Yeah?
The troops you have coming back.
Okay, you lucky guys, you've got to pause. Back to the table, you have a brief, and it is a brief pause. A chance to marshal your thoughts and don't spend all your time mourning the very many dead.
Right. Let's just do this, what we're going to do now, not I told you we shouldn't have done that and now we're all dead kind of stuff.
Oh, more recriminations.
Yeah.
More recriminations.
Again.
This is really helpful.
Let's talk about it, eh?
Right, we've got
we've got these units moving back down. We've got two chariots here. We've got our guys here engaging the enemy. We need to get these guys round to start picking them off.
I have nothing left.
Behind.
Dude, I've seen them moving towards here.
No,
I've seen these moving.
Believe him. Believe him. You know what it might be? You know what it is? They're not under his command, but they've wandered off onto his part of the battlefield.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's beating him up over it.
The other operator's forgotten where they are.
That's right.
So they are alive.
They're yours.
Unless there's like a spiritual kind of
philosophical army. Dave, we need to start using our archers. There's too many archers sitting around. David, there's too many archers.
What have you actually got left?
Yes, put the archers forwards behind the spearmen that are already engaged, all right?
Go! On you go!
All right, these dudes, man. These dudes. This is what I'm talking about.
Stephen was just saying.
Round the back.
The battle is hanging in the balance. The team's army has been badly cut up, but so have the Trojans. Now the team are bringing some of their best troops into play. They've got a lot of slingers, they've got a lot of archers, but will this be enough?
Could you get all your spearmen in a sort of square so we're not like getting attacked one-on-one?
At last they're doing something.
There they
Coming in with their swords.
There they go.
Doing what Greek heroes should be doing.
Greek heavy infantry going in. They don't actually know that their boys are going in.
No.
I think that's just plain old aggression from the Greek soldiers, which is good to see.
Go on. Get stuck in.
Audie, what do you have? Audie, what do you have, man?
My two legs.
You've got nothing left over there.
He apparently has no troops left. Get Audie to come up and help out.
Yep.
Get Audie to come up and help out.
to stay
for
there.
God's sakes, stop wasting Brian down there as the extra manager of that little unit there.
Yeah.
The spearmen are running away.
That's not so good. Audie.
Get out there and order him.
Audie! Do you have anything at all left?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing at all.
No, he's still there.
Dave, we've got everything. We're doing fine.
Creevy, everything that you have that is not now engaged in this, I want to move behind those green swordmen.
Right now, it is so close. It could go either way.
Look at that, it's all going to cheese out there. It looks like a barroom brawl. But the team is starting to push that barroom fight into their favor.
Yeah, but even so, I can't see there being many men left standing on either side at the end of this.
No.
But now that they've gripped the situation, they're doing a bit better now.
Taking out this Trojan archer unit that's been overwhelmed by 2 units of theirs.
That battlefield is absolutely covered in carnage.
Guys, I think it's pretty horrible and we're not really winning.
It's actually not looking so bad, guys.
No. Right.
For those that are left.
Yeah.
There are very, very few Trojans left alive. There's very few of anybody left alive, but the Trojans seem just that little bit weaker, slightly less organised at this point.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but I think the team might actually win.
Victory imminent.
Guys, this is looking good.
We're going to win, guys.
the Greeks have succeeded in taking on and pretty much destroying the Trojan army. We've got to call Homer and tell him to write about something else.
Guys, you did it. Back to the table.
Never had a doubt. Never had a doubt.
Yes. You might not have had your doubts. Yeah. Have to confess I did. But basically, you made your plan.
Yeah.
And you
Totally
did it.
ignored
Vaguely
No,
stuck to
it
it.
happened. It pretty much happened. You carried it out. I don't know how you did it, to be honest, but you did it. I mean, it was absolute carnage. Look at it. Look at that battlefield.
Look how many soldiers.
Have we got units left? Got
Units.
That's grim.
So good, man.
That's grisly. But guys, congratulations. You
Thank
won.
you very much.
Let's see what the experts thought of your efforts. Adrian, Eric, what did you think?
Well, you've made a lot of widows today. The Trojan women will be talking about this event for generations to come. Sadly, so will the Greek women, because you have lost a great deal of your own force.
And particularly many of your most prestigious men. There weren't too many chariots driving around by the end of that battle, were there? I mean, there weren't too many people moving by the end of that battle, but particularly your aristocracy, your kings suffered very, very badly in this. It's highly questionable whether now you've got enough people that even if you go and knock politely on the door of Troy and ask, could we have our queen back, please, that they could actually say no. If they do, there's not a lot you can do about it. So it was a very, very bloody victory. It was far too costly, really.
Well, bloody it may have been, but it was a victory nonetheless. Guys, why don't you show us what may have happened, what they might have done alternatively?
Absolutely. We don't know much other than what we read in the Iliad about this battle, about what actually happened when they got to Troy. So what we're going to start with was your plan. And your plan, your concept of operations was very, very sound indeed. The idea of using the river, which follows this edge of the map, to protect your left flank, and this force of chariots to protect your right flank, very, very nice.
I was obviously expecting you to come right up this slope. My archers are there waiting. They could fire over the heads of my spearmen, who will have all the advantage of ground. You would have taken a lot of casualties if you'd come straight up. But if you'd come this way, you would have been sheltered from my fire for a large part of that time. Now, either I've got to reposition, try and turn and face towards you, which means I'm losing much of the advantage of that slope. The other big advantage of this is that when my ambush forces come out, just by default, you haven't necessarily found these people, but you are quite a long way away. And you've got your most mobile forces to deal with any flanking threat. My chariots are going to come in as well. They're going to sweep in. They might even try and get around you and go around behind. But it doesn't matter, because this part of your army is strong enough to overwhelm this section before they can create too much trouble.
So just as in this case, you were able to defeat the flanking force first, and then turn on the main force once you finally figured out where all your soldiers were. In this case, had you stuck to your original idea, then you would have been able to defeat their main force first and then deal with their flanking force later on. This was very much a purely tactical question to ask you, not an historical question, and you guys have given quite a sound tactical answer to it.
Well, Eric, Adrian, thank you very much as our experts. Team, congratulations. I mean, what you lacked in aggression in the skirmish, you made up for it on the battlefield, and frankly, amongst yourselves at times. It was spectacular, and you won, bloody as it was. Congratulations. You've been watching Time Commanders.
The kernel of historical fact which underlies Homer's epic tale of the Iliad is far less important to us than the fact that the Iliad inspired poets, artists, statesmen, and soldiers for thousands of years after the blind poet himself died.
Back to 1066 next Sunday night as the Time Commanders return at this later time of 7:15. The live final of the Masters Snooker in half an hour after Match of the Day 2, next on BBC Two.